Hey guys, welcome back. Today, since we now have our Apple Maps listing created, we're going to go ahead and we are going to walk through the complete guide to optimizing your Apple Maps listing to get the most out of it. All right, so go back to Apple Business Connect. You're going to log in. Hopefully you saved your Apple Business ID and password, and we're going to optimize this together. So first things first, we're going to add a cover image. Go ahead and click here, and you notice that there is a minimum size here for your logo. My best advice is to use Canva or some other editing tool. If you like Adobe, I use Adobe, but Canva would be great to make sure that your images are the right size. If they are not the right size, you will not be able to use them. After you add your logo, you can either zoom in if you have a little bit of space. You can change the size here. Go ahead and hit add. And then you're going to upload your cover photo. Notice the size difference of the cover photo. This is definitely where you'll need some sort of editor. Go ahead and add the photo. You can adjust it. What's great about this is as you are creating your background images here and you're updating this, you're going to also be able to see what it looks like on mobile without having to actually go to your mobile phone and look at it. Next, we're going to go ahead and add a description. This has to be under 500 characters. Feel free to use ChatGPT to help you create a very compelling description on why someone should do business with your company. Here's an example of what I would use. Please create a compelling description for what makes your business unique and keep it less than 500 characters. Here's our website. Let ChatGPT, goodness can't talk, let ChatGPT do your thing today. And just like that, we have a very short and sweet description that we like. Go ahead and copy that. I apologize, I said 500 characters, it's actually 400, so I went and had ChatGPT make this 400 characters or less and save that. Now we can go ahead and add some photos. This is a great opportunity to highlight your team. If you guys are an HVAC contractor, add the type of work you do, add your trucks, pictures of your team with their gear on, different events that you do, community events. There's a lot of opportunity here, but go ahead and add some photos. Once you add the photos, you're going to have a chance to click on each of these, and this differs from Google Maps. We're not usually able to add and change the name, but you can change the file name and also the alt text for these photos. I would highly recommend you do both of those. Alt text, if you don't know what it is essentially is a way for search engines to understand what an image is about. So I would absolutely add something that describes this image. The other thing to keep in mind about alt text is websites that need accessible. Alt text also is helping describe photos for those who cannot see the photos. So if you ever notice the handicap logos on people's websites, their little wheelchair logo down in the corner, that gives options for people who cannot see to still be able to browse the web. So it's important to make these images as descriptive as possible. You get about 160 characters or so to describe it, and I would use most of those so that way if anyone does come across your site, they actually understand what is being seen there. Once you're done, go ahead and hit save. Then we're going to go back to info and we're going to continue updating our profile. Once you do your business hours, this was something you did during the optimization period. Feel free to update these for whatever your actual business hours are if they are not correct. Your phone number and your website should be accurate here. I'm not 100% sure if Apple allows for a tracking number yet because we had to verify this number, which is a little different than Google Business Profile. So I would keep the main number on here. Stay tuned. I will definitely keep you guys updated if we can do more with the tracking side. If you have won any highlight or special offers or you have special events, these are a great opportunity for you to update these. Think of these as your Google Business Profile offer posts, or if you want to show before and after photos, this is where you would update this. So that way people that see your listing can see what types of offers you have. An example of taking something from Google and using it for Apple would be the offers that you see here. Something like this, which has an offer, so that way you can use this on both Google and Apple. If you want to differentiate the offers to make sure that you can track them a little bit better, that is one more thing that you could do is maybe make the Apple offer $25 off, for instance. So once you've created some showcases, we're going to go back to info. We're going to keep updating. We've got a few more things to update here. If you have a mobile app, which if you're watching this video, most of you are probably in the home service space, you probably don't have a mobile app, but if you do, you can add it here. This is where you would add your categories. You can add additional categories. However, it is not as vast as Google Business Profile. I am going to drop a link with all of the Apple Maps categories so you can choose from those. A great example would be if you are an HVAC contractor who also does plumbing and electrical. I would add your secondary categories here so that way you can show up for all three of those verticals. And that's as far as I would take it. So we're going to go back to info. Now, attributes. There are a lot of attributes here. There's actually quite a bit more than Google Business Profile. These are going to completely depend on your primary category. So I would fill out as much of these as possible, so that way anyone that's looking for a business that accepts credit cards or financing, or they have accessible parking, things like that, you have that listed on your profile so people know ahead of time. Not a lot of these fit our business type here, so we selected just a couple. We're going to go ahead and hit save. And then we're going to continue. If for some reason you ever have to temporarily close your listing, this is where you would do that. And then, of course, your preferences, if you're in the United States, your preferences is probably English, but just in case, you can change the language as well. And you are ready to start getting traffic on Apple Maps. Now, this listing is brand new, so you are not going to see much here, but inside of here, you will be able to see your insights. You'll be able to see things like how many people clicked on your listing, how many went to your website. Very similar to the performance section on Google Business Profile. So this is important that you're going to want to check this pretty regularly to see how your business is growing or receding on Apple Maps. If you have additional locations, let's say you have multiple location business and you created one profile because this was the first one you had to get verified, this is where you would do this. You would go through this ad process here. I'm not going to completely walk through this right now, but follow the steps and you will be able to get your other businesses listed. If you want to add an administrator, you would go to the team section, and this is where you can invite a team member and you can give them certain roles. As you can see, really the only role that you would probably only two roles that you want to give. Company admin, this is somebody who can actually make changes to your listing. This would be like your marketing company or somebody else that you trust that is an internal marketer for your team. And company read only, that's more so somebody that can see the data or at least visibly see how the performance is working. If you have a developer, you would choose this, but most small businesses are not going to have a developer. But that's essentially everything you need to know about Apple Maps. And if this video was helpful for you, please like the video and share it with one of your business friends so that way we can continue to grow on Apple Maps and give Google some competition. So until next time, stay relentless.